Thank you for having me, and also thank you for being a fan for so long. I mean, I know you've been supporting me from the beginning, so I appreciate it.
So this is it. You dropped your brand new sound NRI a couple of days ago,
Yes.
and we are absolutely loving it, completely vibing with it. I'm going to ask you to take me through that little conversation, to that the actual behind the story stuff. But first, how's it for you at the moment in the US of A? And how's the whole COVID-19 situation there? What's going on with you and your life?
Wow. We are like, I think I stopped counting. I think we're getting into the sixth week of quarantine now in LA. And the first couple of weeks were obviously very scary. We didn't know like what the quarantine was going to be. I was scared for my friends in India. We were scared here. We thought it was going to be locked down. But it's been okay. The first couple of weeks, my dad was still working in the hospital, so I think that was really scary for me. But now, he's 69, so he's essentially retired, thank God. So that was really stressful for me because I was like, Dad, you're exactly the kind of people that are not supposed to be outside right now. So since my dad's been home, I think everything's been a lot more calmer. And in the streets, like people are able to go for essentials. People are socially distanced. And, there's definitely a different vibe on the streets if you do go out. I've been out maybe 3 times total just for buying some groceries and getting flowers, actually. I needed flowers. It was one trip, groceries and flowers. But yeah, it's been crazy, but I think people are mostly staying inside. There is like a little itching now in America to get out, and there's a lot of crazies, and I think some people are getting lax, but I really hope everyone sticks to it because I don't want us to all have to do this again. I want the
Right. So
quarantine to end.
yeah, come on, we all do. I mean, this
Yeah.
is like, the uncertainty, the anxiety, all of it is just, the entire city, the entire country has been in a lockdown situation for 5 weeks now in India. So we are
Yeah.
hoping over this weekend that things would improve. And, they're talking about flattening the curve and all of that.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it takes time though. I mean, realistically, it's going to take some time. So,
it,
unfortunately.
for an artist like you, you're so lucky that you managed to shoot your video just before you took off, and you're so lucky to actually manage to get it together and get it out. Despite the whole world and universe working against all our plans. So let's talk about NRI, your brand new sounds.
Oh my gosh. I mean, lucky is the best word to describe just the chance that we were able to complete this video. First off, like there's one half of it that's shot in LA, and I'm so thankful for my intense drive, I guess, that I was pushing myself through in 2019 because we didn't waste one opportunity. Like I was in Los Angeles for 5 days for the Grammys. One of the days I had to be in hair and makeup to shoot something in the morning. So I was like,
Right,
oh, I'm in hair and makeup. We're not wasting this. So then I switched outfits, obviously, and I was like, we're gonna go shoot in the streets in LA. At that time, I hadn't even decided that I was going to put NRI out. But I was like, you know what? NRI needs half India, half America. I'm here. Let's just shoot this. So we shot
right.
in America, all the parts of the crown, maybe 1 hour the morning that I left back to India on this most recent trip. And it's insane because I only had 24 hours to prepare to leave India to come back to LA. I didn't quite
Wow.
prepare properly because I didn't bring all the things that now. I mean, I didn't bring any Maggi noodles. I didn't bring any. I didn't bring any Parle G, I didn't bring any dairy milk. I didn't bring anything that I would need, through my quarantine. So I didn't prepare properly. But what we did do is shoot a music video in, the last 18 hours I was in Bombay before the quarantine. And it's incredible, a feat to my team that they pulled that together. We happened to have that sari in the closet. I was like, whoa, we just have this. So everything was just thrown together. And, I'm wondering now what it's going to be like to make videos post quarantine. I mean, we've come up with some ideas of like shooting in the house and like different concepts, but I'm just thankful that I was able to make that video, and also a video like Bindis and Bangles. Like I'm reflecting so much on that video and just
Yeah.
realizing what a production level, quality, the amount of people on set, human beings that put their work into it, and how, we can't even gather like that now. So I'm just thankful that I pushed myself like a monster last year.
Oh, we're so glad he did that. To my Radio 1 listener who's just checked in, this is 100 hours, 100 stars, a non-stop tribute to COVID warriors across, our city, across our country. And to my Radio 1 listener, let me remind you that through this initiative, we are going to generate maximum donations for the PM Care Fund, which is dedicated a dedicated national fund with the primary objective of dealing with any kind of emergency or distress situation, like, of course, the COVID-19 pandemic. So please scan the QR code, click on the link, which you can see at the bottom of the screen, click on proceed to contribute once the window opens, and fill in your details, and please give generously. We really, really need to support the frontline emergency workers. We really need that money. So please donate generously.
Yes.
Back to our chat. You were
Okay.
talking about missing Parle G. You were talking about missing Maggi noodles. You were talking about missing, was it
I mean, there's
chocolate?
things I really miss. I mean, dairy milk, but I mean, I obviously miss Pani Puri.
Dairy.
But the thing that's helping me through that is that nobody's having Pani Puri. So it's not like you guys are out there enjoying Pani Puri and I'm at home sad. So it's like it's a shared pain right now. But dairy milk, you guys do have Maggi noodles, dairy milk, and Parle G, which I do not have. So
But it brings me to your Indianness. It brings me to your Indianness, and that is what you address with NRI. So
yes.
to talk to us about what went on behind the song, because you are a lyrical songstress, and I love the stuff that you put together, the things and the way you say things. So talk to us about what the song is about and about the rap rhymes.
Yeah, I mean, in the greater sense, the song is about belonging to two different cultures and two different worlds, and maybe not feeling like you quite are accepted in either of them. And that's been an energy, an angst that has been behind my music. And maybe I haven't talked about it publicly as much. Like, people will ask me about it, but it was a big struggle in the last 5 years of me, working with a major recording label in America and trying to put out this music. My label deal was in America before, so it was based out of this idea of your Indianness is threatening to others, or people won't understand you based on your Indianness. If you could not wear a bindi in this, then we'd give more budget, or like, maybe America's not ready for an Indian person. Like, this is not, it's not relevant. These are things I heard every day, even though I was turning back 700% growth on my socials. 700.
Right.
So I was so frustrated because I always felt like if you work hard and you put dedication in, then the doors will open. But that frustration always is there, and sometimes it even comes from my people born in America that view what I'm doing and they want to flex their humanities degrees and talk about how I'm problematic and diaspora cringy. But the thing is, I'm just myself. I was raised to love my culture, and I think that our jewelry is the most beautiful. I think our fabrics are the most beautiful. I would prefer to drape myself in the grandeur of where my family comes from. And for some reason, some people think that I'm using my culture as a costume or a gimmick, and I'm not. And I think that maybe by being unapologetically who you are, it will
Right.
make people question themselves and also question why they feel that way about someone else, and why they feel the desire to tell someone they don't belong to something that they do belong to.
Yes. And I think you're speaking for a lot of the Indian diaspora, because a lot of them have sort of been in a kind of a limbo situation, either here, not there, but at the same time feel so Indian. And then, like you mentioned, you come to India and you get flack for being, not so Indian, and you go to America and you get flack for being Indian. So
But it works both ways. Like an NRI from who doesn't know anything, they'll call him ABCD, American born confused Desi. I want to flip that, American born cultured Desi. There's a
yeah,
difference. Things can be different. And I feel like that's also unfair because maybe somebody growing up in America, they didn't have the option to learn about their culture that way. Maybe their parents were working a lot and they didn't have time to like expose them to classical Carnatic music or whatever inspired
yeah,
me. And maybe my work will inspire them to search into their roots and to not reject that side of them because they feel they should assimilate in order to survive, because I never assimilated, and I'm surviving and I'm thriving and I'm celebrating who I am. And every time I go home to India, I learn more about myself, and I urge others to do that and don't let go of one side for the other.
right, right. You've taken the journey, and also know that you're very, very empowered in terms of being a woman, and an Indian woman at that. So,
Yes.
bindis and bangles and all of that. Can I get you to drop a couple of rap rhymes from that song?
From NRI or Bindis and Bengals, which one would you like?
Bindis and bangles to
Let's go
start off
Bindi, because
with.
that's the female thing. Okay. All right. 24K. I'm on that real. Yeah, 10K shit. That's my meal. I'm really talking rollies, talking about these rotis. They call me MTV because I just hustle on them roadies. only coconut. We don't sip on codeine. 10,000 years. What the? You show me. Cause you don't really know where you came from. You don't really know where you came from. Daughter of the king, you can tell by my actions. I really make it happen. No acting. Fly like a ladder. Genie on my back. Got love for the South Asians. Got love for my accent. Indian girl got love from the streets to the mansions. Huh. And it's the bindis and the bangles. Huh. We light it up like a candle. Yeah. Don't ask Kumari where your mango. We don't need no guns. Wear my sandals. Yeah. We rocking
Yeah,
saris and Ferraris.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Shifting that Reba with that Marley. Huh. Don't ask Kumari where your mango. We don't need no guns, 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 guns. We don't need
Yeah.
guns. Your mom will beat your ass with a sandal.
Love it, love it. So, talk to us about the phrasing. Talk to us about, working with that. And do you do a bit of both? Do you use your clearly use your Indian Carnatic heritage and all your training, and you bring it to your rap rhymes. So
Yes.
finding that meeting ground.
I think rhythmically, Carnatic music and classical, whatever inspiration I was always like kind of like the tone and the rhythms and the vibe of the way that the words are kind of like phrased and stuff. They're phrased like Indian music sometimes, but it's in English. And I think the lyrics are have always I've always been excited to use like vernacular. Like
Yeah,
anytime I could say something that I know people say in real life, especially something that comes from the diaspora or Indian culture specifically, because no one has ever really been like, I'm gonna put something Indian out to the whole world. They all like, they always want to change the name and hide the, heritage. And I
yeah,
don't,
yeah.
my name is intensely Indian, but yeah, no, it's fun to say stuff like send my banjis over to Gandhi and now we feast, and that's if anybody really listens to that kind of lyric, then it's me saying, yeah, I make my money in America, but all of it's to come back to India and make sure that my people feast. That's what's behind my lyrics, and that's the energy behind it. But I definitely work with a lot of incredible songwriters. Syra is one of the funnest rappers. She won a Grammy with Skrillex for a song that she did, and we've actually known each other for about we've been signed to the same publisher for 8 years, so it was really like a homecoming in a lot of ways to work with both of them.
Right. And then hooking up with Mass Appeal, the label. Talk to us about that.
How crazy was that? Obviously Nas has been investing in Indian hip hop. He signed Divine last year, and he's been really has his eye on what's going on. So just being introduced to Mass Appeal, I was coming out of my situation with Sony, and I was actually considering staying independent for a while so that I could have more creative freedom and really do some new things. But like within a month of leaving Sony, I got in this conversations with Dave Raj, from Universal, and I met Peter, in Dubai, and we were able to really talk about the possibilities for India in the future, and working with first getting the cosign of Nas, which is like there's only a few OGs of hip hop. There's Nas, there's Jay-Z, there's
Yeah,
Tupac, there's Biggie, and there's Lauren. You can keep going, but Nas is there, in the top
yeah,
five. So the fact that he, is supporting me, a lot of my haters and doubters or people that were confused about me in America that maybe wouldn't open the door because they said no one cared about an Indian making hip hop, they have to listen when Nas opens the door. So I
right.
feel like this is like a new chapter in my life where I don't have to fight against everyone as hard.
Yeah,
And I'm really hoping for a new chapter and a new future and everything so far. I mean, today I opened up Spotify and I'm on the cover of the Spotify New Friday playlist, and it
yeah,
says listen to new music from Raja Kumari, Wiz Khalifa, and like usually that picture is Ariana Grande or
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
Tinashe or somebody other than us in India.
yeah.
And the fact that my face is sitting there, it feels like a
Oh,
billboard. It feels like
it
the
is.
biggest billboard on Bandra, like
Yeah.
Reclamation or something.
I mean, such a cool hook. I am loving the vibe. I really
Thank
am.
you.
I'm going to get you to give us to drop us a couple of lyrical rap rhymes a little later on. But
Yeah.
before I forget to my Radio One listeners and viewers, actually, one more time, please. There's an initiative that we're asking you, we're requesting you to please donate generously. It's to the PM Care Fund. It's a national fund which goes for emergencies such as the COVID-19 pandemic. There's the QR code. Please scan it. Click on the link, which you see at the bottom of the screen, and make sure that you fill in your details. Proceed to continue. Please pay up. Please play a piece. Please pay generously, and please look after our frontline workers, our emergency workers. Most
Yes,
important. Do that. Do
yes.
that. All right.
I come from a doctor family, so I support this. They definitely need our help, and it's good that we're all, that this thing is changing what we consider essential workers, and I hope that after this ends that we still continue to treat people with respect, because without the grocers, without the people that are picking up the trash, without even this line of work, our whole society would crumble and fall apart. And I just feel like,
Yeah,
I hope everyone is getting perspective from this and
yeah.
having, empathy for, your fellow man. And I really hope that this, changes us as humans.
I have to ask you to give a shout out to all the young female rappers in the
Yes.
Indian. You're also part of Hustle, so you're really sort of into the game. You really know about what's going on in the scene here. So shout outs to all the up and
Yes.
coming.
My femcs, man. Right before this happened, I was actually going to do an all-female cipher, and it got canceled. We were doing it for Levi's for Women's Day, and I was so excited and proud because I was bringing, rappers from all over, all the females, and I feel like we never had that. So shout out to all my femcs. Please know that Corona's not going to take us down. I promise. I'm building an infrastructure for us. I want to see us, shining. There's no reason that there should be a set list and it should be 99% males. Like, not in a country where the females obviously do many things better than the boys. And I would like to show that in music, we can also be the best. So I believe in this world. I need you to manifest it with me, ladies. I need it. So I want to see the boys all sit down while we win. That's it.
All right. So I'm going to ask you to wrap up with dropping a couple of rap rhymes from NRI, if you please.
Okay, okay. All right. It's a little bit crazy. We'll start from the chorus and I'll go in the second verse because it's crazy talk. Okay. Um, Trying to rep my people, but they say I'm not their leader. And I right up in the bleachers, feed up what y'all eating. Sorry that my sorry ain't Indian enough. And America don't love me because I'm Indigenous. Do you even know who you are? Tell me, what are you made of? What you afraid of? Hater, cause I let you tear me apart. Show you what I am made of. Is this what you're afraid of? Hater. Yeah, seen them on the comments. I ain't brown enough to comment. Guess I gotta get a tan so I can rep a country. Gave my daddy options. I don't rep y'all for the concept. Don't live here for the content. Trying to pillage off your struggle took me out of context. Bindi on your third eye, but the third eye closed. Got you on my back while you slit my throat. When I land here, they tell me go home. Now you ain't gotta love me, but it's still my throne. I feel like such a baby. It's still my throne.
Well, well, well. Brown, where's the crown? That's for sure. Thank you so much for checking in with us.
Thank you
And
so much
please,
for having me.
we're looking forward to having you back in the motherland real soon.
Soon as I can, straight to that Pani Puri. Hygienic.
That's right.
I'll see you
That's
for the
right.
bottled water Pani Puri, okay?
Yes, we'll have some Parle G for you on the side as well.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for joining us. 100 hours, 100 stars, a non-stop tribute to COVID warriors. Thank you so much. Thank you, Raja Kumari.
Thank you.
Bye.